Hey, so family, it is good to be with you again. You have overcome and conquered your propensity to give your mind and your heart and your soul to the place of fear and the place of limitation. Your higher self has spoken to your inner child and has taken control and has said, I've got you. Your inner child has cried and bawled and whined and spoken of every dream and every vision and has spoken clearly to you of your fears and of your limitations. And instead of condemning or judging or persecuting that little part of your soul that is seeking to be fully expressionate, to be completely sovereign and free in creativity and play, instead of shutting down that part of your soul, your higher self, your adult soul, your supreme being within you has come round and has hugged that part of yourself, has loved that part of yourself, and has said, you know what, I've got you. You don't need to be afraid anymore. I've got the torch. I'm carrying the baton. I have the reins. I have the steering wheel. I'm in charge. I've got this. I've got you. You may have felt that recently, your higher self talking to your inner child in a way where your inner child was able to release, was able to break down, and was able to be held, was able to be comforted, and was able to be restored. And in that place, your inner child now has a freedom that is magnanimous, because it knows that it's not going to be persecuted, it's not going to be judged, it's not going to be put in a box. It's going to be listened to. That inner child, that creative part of you, that dream that you had when you were 7, that belief in the life that you had when you were 12, that passion you had when you were 16 or 17 in your art or in your music or in your writing or in your acting or in your basketball or your football, whatever it is, you're cooking, you're a chef, you're in promotions, you're in media, maybe it's business, mathematics, whatever it was, that was that inspiration, that fuel, that charge, that creativity that made you want to get up in the morning and rush to your work, because it's not work, it's your mission, it's your calling, it's something that you love to explore. That part of you now is starting to well up and starting to overflow, because it now sees, I don't need to be afraid. I'm not going to get judged if I'm silly. I'm not going to get condemned. I'm not going to be punished. You are loving your inner child in the way that you have always deserved. That's what you've given to yourself. You have broken free from the conditioning of the world, which tries to get you to run purely in your adult mind all the time. You must now forever be a 9 to 5er. You've broken all that. You've stepped outside of all that. You've realized, actually, this soul, this spark in me that was full of life for so many years, I don't want it to be dulled. I don't want it to be dampened anymore. I want to fuel it. I want to give it spark. I want to encourage it. And you've started to do that. And I know it's super, super beautiful for you. So I'm really grateful that your inner child, a part of your soul, has come to such peace and rest while you're still alive and kicking and have a lot to be doing in your life. You haven't waited to the end of your days, your deathbed, to try and make peace with yourself. You've accepted yourself as you are now so that you can live your life to the fullest. And isn't that your very calling and very mission? To have life and to have life abundantly, to live full for the glory of the Most High, who's made you unique, who's made you one of a kind, who has fashioned and formed you unlike anybody else that has ever existed or will ever exist within the billions and billions of existent souls. You have come to see your uniqueness, your specialness. You have come to hear that inner voice of your inner child who wants to play, sing and dance metaphorically, who wants freedom, who wants sovereignty. You have given space and given room to that part of your soul. And isn't it a beautiful thing? Isn't it an enlivening thing when you see, as you look around, that youth is what brings forth abundance and fruitfulness, and you have rekindled that youth in your own soul by listening to the wishes, the desires of that inner child, by investigating the fears, the limitations of that inner child, by dialoguing with your own soul, by taking communion with your heart, with your mind, as an important and intrinsic part of your life. You've been doing these things, and that's why your inner child is starting to laugh and overflow with joy, because it sees that you, as the parent of yourself, have been doing a great job. So you're parenting your own soul. Think of it like that and treat it like that. Just the way you would love your own child and you would parent your own child to bring out all the best in them and to help them with their weaknesses. That's what you're to do. And that's what you are doing with your own soul. You're parenting yourself now with love, with compassion. You're making sure that there's freedom and there's play involved in what you're doing. You're making sure that your dreams and your desires are actually being manifested. Okay? You're creating, you're forming, you're fashioning. You are manifesting. Okay? You are in the act of doing. And in that process, there is a process. There's time. There's things that have to play out. And we've come to the place now where we are in the journey. The process, the journey is the joy. Yes, we are so excited about getting to the hilltop, right? When people go to climb Mount Everest, the whole point is to get to the top. That's your mission, yeah? You're to get to the top. You're climbing to the top. You're on your way to the top. But when you're at Mount Everest base camp, is it any less that you're climbing Mount Everest? When you're halfway up, is it any less that you're climbing it? When you get to the top, it's only that good because of the climb from the base camp, okay? So as you get to the top, my soul family and soul friend, you're gonna have the depth of appreciation, real richness, because you've stepped by step through the journey in love, in compassion, and in patience, living in the moment, knowing that right now you are everything you need. You have everything you need, and when you get there, it will be the same. And you're able to live in that joy in the present tense because you've released your inner child. It has become free to serve you now, for its creativity, for its spontaneity, for its innocence, for its playfulness, to be a part of you in serving and developing your soul as an adult, okay? As someone who's a citizen, who's holding it down as a valued member of the community. But now you're doing it with that little bit more of your own sovereignty, little bit more of your own self-understanding. And it's beautiful to witness. So regardless of what you're going through, how many tears it takes to free that inner child, how many sorrows have to be healed, how many obstacles have to be overcome, I know you're going to keep pressing forward because we stand together and we're actually family. So I'm sending this message to you to encourage you as my spiritual family. Keep doing what you're doing. Keep loving on that inner child. Keep chasing your dreams and your visions, and remember that those things have been put in you for a reason. Those desires are in you for a reason. When you fulfill one of them, it comes and goes. You move on to the next. You're ever becoming, ever growing, ever evolving, more in Christ's likeness, more in your power, more in your ability to love and be loved. So, dreamers, keep dreaming. Let's change the whole world into a beautiful Eden, a heavenly place of peace, where all our guns and bombs and swords will be beaten and turned into plowshares, so we can get our eat on and our drink on, and we can laugh, and we can have peace and righteousness in us, through us. Keep doing what you're doing until that day. I'll see you there. Peace.